Hello, movie 2. I forgot to do something with the grid, so I want to click on the grid and double click it so it comes up in the effect control window and get close. The grid I was not supposed to leave as white, so I'm going to click the eyedropper in the effect window for the grid and make it the brightest blue that's on there. Then I'm going to click the little color swatch there and actually move the color brighter for the grid so the grid comes off that blue background more Tron-like. Okay, and let me hit Command S to save the file. First thing that's on the top of page 3 is let's fix the motion path. I'll just scrub across and you can see it's not, it's not aligning itself right. So let's click on the light cycle, and the first thing we want to do is right hand click on the light cycle, and we're going to go to auto orient. So we're going to go to transform, and then we're going to take and auto orient the light cycle to the path we drew or the path we created. So we're going to change it from off to auto orient along the path, and what it's going to do is it's going to auto orient. Now still the cycle doesn't actually flow along the path in a consistent manner. So we're going to click the word position for light cycle, and on one of the keyframes right hand click and say roll across time. Now that will make all of the keyframes move that were between the first and the last one, and it will automatically average them so that if I ram it, you can see that the whole thing moves very consistently now, and it works really, really well, and it goes all the way across the screen really good. So let's hit Command S to save the file. Now the bike is not very Tron-like in its appearance, so let's get close right to here and let's make the bike have a better Tron-like appearance. So what I want to do is right hand click over the bike, and we're going to go to Effect, Color Correction, Hue and Saturation. That's another way to get to these elements. Now here we're going to turn on Colorize, and then I'm going to up it to 85 so it's nice and vibrant and real pretty there. And you can change it to any color you want. If you play with Colorize Hue, you can make this bike any color you want, and that's fine with me. I don't mind. That's good. Go ahead and make it any color you want. Let me hit Command S again. Now let's click the home key and get on with step 8 on page 3. Let me close a couple of things so I have extra room on my screen, and then we will go from there. Okay, let's click back to the project window just so it's there. Now let's back off on this a little bit so we can go to fit, and now I have this all right where I want it. We're going to hit Command Y. Am I at the home key? Yes. And we are going to name this light trail. If you hear a buzz, it's my phone, but I'll ignore it if you can ignore it. Let's go to OK, and now what we need to do on this light trail is we need to right hand click on it, and we need to go to Effect, or we could type it into the Effect and Presets, Right On. So let's go to Generate and down to the bottom to Right On layer. Now this has to be put on a mode of screen so we can actually see through it. Okay. No, wait, I'm sorry, that was lens flare coming up. When we do this, let's go to on transparent in the effects window up here so we can see this through there. Now, I'm going to advance the bike. Let me show you my bike. Let me hit P for position. Let me advance the bike to a certain point here. Now I'm going to click away from the bike so we can see that the right on layer in a few minutes is going to follow the bike. So what we want to do, and I have it all keyed up for you, is we are going to take on the light trails right on position. Let me show you right here. Let's take and pick whip from the right on position. For some reason I don't have my selection tool. Let me click OK. Let's go. We're going to take it and we're going to pick whip from the right on position of the light trail to the position of the light cycle, which is going to give it an automatic expression and connect the two together. So the right on layer follows the bike. So let's go move this up, and let's open up and hit E for the right on layer, and now let's option click on brush position, and then take the pick whip from brush position and go right to the word position for light cycle. Now let's click back and get close to this so we can see that we have a dotted line that's starting to form. See it right there? See it? Now obviously we don't like the dotted line, and we're going to change the color in a minute, but let's go to a brush size right here of I think it's on the next page. Let's go to a brush size position of 3 for this is going to be the top one, and let's go to a spacing of 0.001, or or 1 would have done it, okay? 1 would have done it. But now we have a nice vibrant one. Now what I want to do is, I've already made it on transparent, and we're going to take the color of this and we're going to click real close to the bike. So I'm going to take the color and I'm going to make it the brightest red I can so that the color of that is real pretty. I'm going to make sure it's a nice vibrant bright red. Okay, now let me zoom out of this and then let's do the rest of the light cycle, or the light trail. Let's take the light trail. We are now, we will copy the hue and saturation effect from light. Okay, what did light spread? Duplicate the light trail. Where am I here? It'd be nice if I went by my handout, wouldn't it? Oh, step 10. Click on the light trail and hit Command D to duplicate. Now, click on the bottom one, okay, so that the effect window is talking about the bottom one. And let's make this 6 in width. Here, I'll get close. And let's make it 50% in opacity, so it gives it that neon look appearance. See how that now has a neon look kind of glow to it? And we could actually make that slightly magenta if we wanted to. So I could come in here and I could make that slightly magenta so it has like a really cool kind of glow to it. See how that almost vibrates with that glow? You can choose whatever color you want to on all of it. It's really, really, really fun. We're going to click the home key now and we're going to proceed with step 11. We're going to do a lens flare on this. So let me go back here. Let me go to fit so it centers itself in the screen. I know I just hit save. I'm going to do it again. Let's hit Command Y and name it flare. And in flare, we're going to leave it, we have to make it black. Make it comp size and black. And this is the one, sorry I didn't tell you later, that has to go to a mode of screen. I thought Right-On Layer did, but it doesn't. It does it itself with Paint on Transparent. So we're going to go to screen on this, and then we are going to do the same expression connection. So I'm going to advance this to here, and we're going to go to add a flare effect to this. So right-hand click, let's go to Effect, Generate, wherever my generate is, lens flare. Now, I could have done that one of a million billion different ways. You can leave it as bright as you want, but I want to take it about 25 to 30%, so it has a real nice glow to it. Now, what I tell you in step 11 is, I already said layer mode to screen. We are going to grab the color of it. We're going to go to copy hue and saturation from the light cycle. So I'm going to take the E key and click on the hue and saturation. Let me get close to the lens flare so you can see it. And let's copy the effect from light cycle. Just click on flare and paste it. And now we have a real nice lens flare, which if we use expressions, we can do it again. So let's click on the light cycle and hit P for position, then let's click on the lens flare and hit E, and then open up the lens flare and do the same thing. Let's option click on center, and then we get our expression to come up. But let's grab the pick whip and let's go right to the word position for light cycle. Now if I click away from that, you will see how I have a gorgeous lens flare that actually follows the bike as I ram it. So look at how nice that is, and it follows it all the way through, and it's really beautiful. Okay, I love it. It's great. It's just fantastic. Now let's hit Command S to save, and that pretty much completes page 4. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to do a few more things on global effects and an adjustment layer to make everything look really good. That's for the next movie, okay?